Brandel Chamblee is one of the golf sports icons. But did you know that the ex-golf pro turned golf analyst icon got only one PGA Tour win? Yeah, Brandel's accomplishment is far more than just one PGA Tour win. Sit back and relax as we walk you down memory lane through the amazing journey of Brandel Chamblee, from how he gained interest in golf to everything about his career. Brandel's journey is a unique and intriguing experience. It's only fitting to start from his childhood to where he is now. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, he grew up in Texas, home to the Dallas Cowboys. He was very athletic at a very young age, in the sense that whatever he watched as a kid, he wanted to try professionally. He grew up watching a lot of sports, to the point that he would argue with the ardent New England Patriots fans that the greatest decade in football history was the Dallas Cowboy time in the 70s. Growing up in Texas, Brandel played many sports, including football, baseball, and even ran tracks. He was pretty fast, so he decided to play running back because he wanted to be like Walt Garrison and Tony Dorsett. Cute for a guy who was more Tony the Tiger than Tony Dorsett. However, there is a turning point. The turning point to Brandel losing interest in football was when he was about 13 years old. While playing football, he learned about the headhunter defense. The players had stickers on their helmets for every solo tackle they made on the field, which was all over their helmets. You can imagine young Brandel's shock. Brandel was not a very big kid, but was very fast. The next thing he knew was the whole defense coming at him, and he somehow ended up on top of the football. At that moment, Brandel's football interest came crashing down. Brandel also competed in various track meets and won them, which eventually took him to the regionals. He got outraced at the regionals when his father picked him up and said it was time to look for a new sport. So, where did his interest in golf originate? It all started long ago when he was around 6 or 7 years old. His father took him to play golf at a par 3 course outside Dallas. His interest skyrocketed when he took his high school friend, Billy Beverly, horse riding. So his friend said to him, "Okay, you've got to come play golf with me." His friend was very good at golf, probably one of the best in the country at the time. So Brandel came home and rushed to tell his father about his interest in golf. He said to him, "Look, I love it. I could be good at this." Brandel said the first time he played golf, he didn't know what he shot, but he loved it. His father agreed and said, "Okay, if you're really going to play golf, then you have to let go of horse riding because you can't do both." Brandel was thrilled with the decision, and he agreed to let go of horse riding and started playing golf before his 13th birthday. When Brandel finally got fully invested in golf, his father said to him, "I'll take you to play whenever you want to." Brandel would wake up as early as 4:30 a.m. to drag his father to the golf course so he could play golf till sunset when they'd come to pick him up, just like they did during horse rides. Brandel loved it. Brandel fell in love with golf, and luckily for him, he grew up in an area where there were a lot of great junior golfers. He was obviously so nervous trying out for the junior school team when there were so many great and better golf players than him. Most of them made it into the tour, the likes of Andrew McGee, Mark Brooks, Andy Dillard, and other big names now. These were the people Brandel grew up with and played golf with. In college, Brandel was ranked in the top 5 amateurs. He was in first-team All-American in his junior year and 2 times a second-team All-American. Brandel went pro in 1985 and won only one PGA Tour. He led in a first round in 1999 Masters tournaments and was among the top 100 earners on the tour for 7 consecutive years between 1995 and 2001. He played professional golf for 20 years. Brandel lost his PGA Tour card, and since then, he turned his attention to being a studio analyst for a golf channel called Golf Central, where he worked as coverage for the major tournaments. Brandel turned to the golf course to continue playing professionally in 2018. Brandel told the public why he switched from being a professional golfer to a studio analyst. He said his family is why he went from playing competitive golf to doing live TV. He had just lost a child. which took a toll on him, so he said he had to come home to mend things. And he thought doing TV would be the only way he could be present and stay home a lot more. He added that even when you play golf for a living, you're gone for almost half of the year, and when you eventually return home, you'd be in the gym throughout the next day practicing. But on TV, it's easier to take a step back. So that was how retiring from professional golf came about, not because he was playing badly. Brandel felt comfortable talking to people. He also studied communication, which contributed to the decision, and a love for writing. Yeah, he wrote for Golf World, Sports Illustrated, and Golf Magazine while playing for the tour. In 2023, after the news that Saudi Arabia's public investment fund would be part of the PGA Tour, Brandel aired his opinion that the Department of Justice would not consent to the deal. When the Saudi international event began in 2019, he did not think it was coincidental that, shortly after the demise of Jamal Khashoggi. However, from that moment to now, it shifted the entire game towards greed. Brandel made it known that people love to ask him about different scandals and controversial stories that occurred in the game of golf, like the Tiger Woods scandal. He made it clear that it's not part of his job and, most importantly, not his problem. His main job is to talk and analyze golf rather than to talk about the character and moral values of the people in the golf world. He only talks about golf, and that's what he does. However, he added that LIV and the Saudi investment fund trying to acquire the success of the sport of golf is about morals and character because it's about the players who are greedy and are ready to sell their souls now. It's eating up the sport through corruption. The game is built with moral grounds, but greed is slowly killing the morals. And the sad part happening in the game is that the players are just being used as instruments. They're paid heavily to conceal atrocities and illegal actions. He also added that he felt golf players were uniquely positioned to turn them down. Brandel wasn't thrilled with Phil Mickelson's decision, and he said what's sad about it is that Phil admitted it. He said Phil knew that the Saudi PIF were bad people, and Phil thought he could use them as leverage, and to him, that's so sad. Brandel offered to set up an interview with Phil when they met at the US Open, but Phil declined, saying he was busy that week. Brandel said Phil could have popped up and made his case if he thought he would be on the winning side of the debate, but Phil shunned him, saying he didn't want Brandel to make any more money. Brandel said Phil knows that his position is complicated and can't be defended after Brandel offered to include intermediaries between the both of them in a sort of sit-down debate, but Phil turned that down as well. Also, Brandel thinks if the deal with the Saudis doesn't go through, it would open the tour up to good, legitimate monetary investment. He said the Saudis love to think that they have all the money in the world, but there's a whopping sum of money, like $140 trillion, floating around the world, which could be invested in the tour, and, of course, the money's legit and great to invest. He added it would attract honest people with clean money to invest in the sport of golf, which could save the PGA Tour from the alliance. Brandel also made it known that from a geopolitical standpoint, golf individuals don't have to answer to complicated decisions. You just watched Chamblee's journey exploring the highs, lows, and not-so-pretty aspects of his life. Now check out this video showcasing Chamblee's intense rivalry with Phil Mickelson.